Hello YouTube, Byron at Splitting Slices. Welcome back to the Knife and EDC channel on this Wednesday morning, January 14th, 2026. Can you believe half the month is gone already? Oh my gosh. Time flies. And it just gets faster the older you get, folks, so get used to it. Hey, got a box in from C. Risner Cutlery. My buddy Austin Jackson over there runs a fantastic knife shop. Want to thank him for getting this out. I received this Monday, but it's now Wednesday, just getting around to getting this open. And I tell you what, I've got two knives from Rosecraft Blades, hopefully in this box, that quite frankly I think has been their biggest 1-2 punch since the start of the company. I've got two fantastic releases here. We're going to take a look at them. I'm going to pause the video, not make you suffer through the box opening, but I am going to use my brand new Kaiser UTI 2 knife. This was a gift from Mrs. Slices after she accommodated my first gift she bought, and that was the green micarta version of this knife, but hey, that's all right. All right, here we go. I'm going to flick it open. We're going to go ahead and get this box open. I'm going to pause the video. We'll be right back. All right, as always, got everything I was expecting. Here we go. I've got the packages of goodies from Austin, a couple stickers, a Band-Aid, a snack. Thank you very much for getting this sent in. And I've got two boxes in here from Rosecraft Blades. What do we have here? Well, we have the Rosecraft Nolichucky Jack in Dapper Jigged Bone. This is RCT011-DJB. We're going to go ahead and open that box, take a look at that. And what do we have here? We have the Rosecraft Beaver Creek Barlow. That's model number 6 in the Red Barnboard Jigged Bone. Just two fantastic knives. I think most of you have probably seen these if you watch knife content. I just got mine in. I thought I'd wait till after the first of the year, try to pick both of these up. I'm glad the Red Barnboard Jigged Bone did not sell out. They are still, as of time of filming of this video, still currently available at traditional pocket knives. May also be available at Rosecraft Blades. But unfortunately, the second knife we're going to take a look at today, he thought he would sell out, and he did. I believe the Nolichucky Jack in this beautiful Dapper Jigged Bone scales are sold out. But we have a upcoming release. I think it's like the 5th Nolichucky Jack now in the series that is going to be released in an antique jigged bone. You can see a sneak peek of this knife on DLT's website. Now that version of the knife will go live next week. That's the week of January 23rd-ish. You can get actual details at Rosecraft Blades website or at DLT's website, but look for all of the Rosecraft dealers to have that version as well. Again, that's a release next week. So get your piggy banks ready because it is, I think, going to be a really nice looking knife as well. Let's get into it. First, we're going to open up quickly and take a look at this Red Barnboard Jigged Beaver Creek Barlow. Now, this released at the end of last year. This was the final release for the year from Rosecrafts. Now, again, there was a orange bourbon bone, smooth bone knife released of the Nolichucky Jack at TPK as their final release for the year. But this was the company's final release. This is the Red Barnboard Jigged Bone Beaver Creek Barlow. Nice walk and talk on that blade. Check that out. Nice ram's foot blade on this with the swedge and the crescent nail nick. Of course, it's got the Rosecraft crest laser etched onto that bolster. Of course, most of the definition of a Barlow is that you have a bolster that's about 1/3 of the length of the knife or the handle, and that's indeed what you have here. Single flute on that, squared off bolster. We'll take a look at the other side. Nice jigged handle on this. Beautiful color of red. Nickel silver pins, 3-pin construction. Here's the inside of your knife. Of course, no rust spots whatsoever. Why would you ever expect that on a Rosecraft? And of course, let's look at this side, and no gaps whatsoever in that back spring. Just a nice overall smaller traditional pocket knife. Probably could be a 5th pocket carry for most people, and it would be for me, and that is probably what I plan on doing with this one. It'll be a 5th pocket carry whenever I've got those jeans on, or possibly my bibs or work khakis, right? So there you go. Beautiful looking knife. Now, let's get into the next one. And again, like I said, I think this has probably been the biggest 1-2 punch from Rosecraft since the inception of the company, with the releases of these 2 knives and the soon-to-be next week release Nolichucky in that antique jig bone. Here we go. Open this one up. You're getting the first looks as I am, folks. Of course, always comes wrapped up in that wax paper. Set that box off to the side, and how about that? Would you take a look at the die and toasting on this one? Wow. Very, very nice. Now, brass pins on this construction, but a stainless steel shield, rosebud shield on the Nolichucky. Beautiful jigged handles. Nice toasting on that orange dyed bone. Of course, this side here, you can see we were a little light on the die, the way that bone took that die. But a nice transition into that for the hefting into the bolster. Pins are all smooth, even though that's a fairly deep jig on those bones scales. Let's turn it over. Again, nice heft and really zero transition I can feel on that bolster. You feel the flute way over the transition. So nice job done by Rosecraft's crew over in China manufacturing this blade. And of course, these are designed here in America by Andy Armstrong. Helps support a local U.S. company, but they are made overseas. Let's open up his blade. There you go. Nice walk and talk on this. And just a beautiful bellied spear point on this. Full nail nick, swedge, starting at basically midway down the spine, out to the final half of the tip on that. Of course, that swedge is on both sides. Andy Armstrong's maker's mark, model number, D2 steel, Rosecraft stamp on this side of the blade, and just an overall really nice looking knife. Probably, I'm definitely, the Nolichucky has entered my top 5 of the Rosecraft patterns released to date. Just a fantastic full-size knife, about 4-inch handle, a little over 3-inch blade. 3-inch cutting length on that. Just UK legal on this one. Beautiful, beautiful knife. And the jigging turned out great on this handle. Now, again, like I said, unfortunately, I do believe these completely have sold out at the dealer locations. In fact, this knife wasn't even stocked by Rosecraft Blades' website. He sold all of the models to his dealers, and I believe they are all sold out. So you will have to look on the secondary for this knife. But I did want to show it off, and more importantly, let you know, if you like a deep jigged bone handle or covers on your traditional knives, I think you're going to have another great Nolichucky release next week with the antique jigged bone. If you want a sneak peek of it, I believe it is already being shown in the coming soon knives section of the DLT website. Of course, they are one of the dealers. But there you go. That is the Nolichucky Jack in the Dapper Jigged Bone scales. Two beautiful knives from Rosecraft Blades. They just keep hitting home run after home run on their releases, and Andy, I hope you keep it up. This is Byron from Splitting Slices saying split a slice with a friend soon. Check out the Rosecraft traditional brand knives. They are fantastic. And until my next video, everybody, please take care.